Hello everyone, Matt Fresh here, coming at you with another brutally honest game review. And this is one I'm super excited for, been looking forward to this one for a long time. Today we are taking a look at Avowed. As always, right off the bat, I'm going to hit you with my score, and that is a 9 out of 10. That's right. Obsidian has done it. Once again, they have crafted an immaculate RPG experience for all of us to get sucked into. Now you might be thinking, well, why only a 9 then? Why not a full 10? Well, make sure you like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Avowed has all the makings of the next great classic RPG. It's got everything you want in the genre. An epic main quest. Lovable companions that you bond with and will not soon forget. Crackling combat. Magic spells. The freedom to build your own character. And all that juicy goodness. It's got dialogue options, choices, and consequences. You can be nice, you can be mean, you can be anything in between. This, my friends, is your new favorite action RPG. So, what is Avowed about? I'm so glad you asked. Avowed takes place in a medieval fantasy world in which your player-created character is sent on an epic quest to save the world.
Hey, you're finally awake.
You play as a character known in-world as the Dragonborn, a special hero sent on a quest to defeat Alduin the World Eater, a dragon prophesized to destroy the world. The game takes place in the province of Skyrim, the northernmost province of Tamriel, that currently belongs to the Nords. Throughout your journey through Skyrim, amongst all your quests and side quests completed, your character gains experience indirectly by leveling up through skills. The 18 skills are divided evenly among 3 schools of combat, magic, and stealth. Every skill has its own experience bar, and that increases when you perform an action in-game related to the skill. So if you use bows a lot, your archery skill will level up. If you sneak around a lot, your stealth skill will level up. If you use a lot of magic, your magic skills will level up. Once you level up enough skills, your character levels up. Then you can increase your health, stamina, or mana points, known in the game as magicka. It's a great system that offers tons of freedom in how you build your character. Instead of being locked to a certain class that has a certain amount of skills, your character is built however you choose to play it in any given moment. If you want to use whatever you pick up and has the best stats, then you'll end up with a pretty evenly distributed character. If you want to specialize in something, you can. But you always have the freedom of choice to decide how you're going to play. You're never locked into a single play style. So you can experiment. You can decide, I don't like being a mage anymore. You can decide, I don't like being stealthy anymore, and you can just stop doing that. You don't have to worry about respecing. You don't have to worry about, I picked the wrong class. And it's very liberating. It's a very liberating system, and it allows you to focus on what this game does best: exploration. Exploring the world of Skyrim is, simply put, incredibly immersive. It is one of the greatest open world experiences you'll ever have in an RPG, in any game really. This world is completely alive. It's populated with NPCs that all really seem like they have lives of their own. They go about their business regardless of your appearance. It doesn't matter if you're there or somewhere halfway across the map. They have things to do. You can kill them. It might lock you out of certain quests, but if they annoy you, you can kill them. It's an incredibly alive world. Even enemies, you'll see enemies roaming around the map, and they will do things with or without you. You know, you might be walking around and see a giant getting into a fight with some skeletons or wolves or whatever. It doesn't matter if you're there or not. The world of Skyrim is always moving. Things are always happening regardless of player input. Another incredible thing about the world is the dragons. You can discover a dragon anywhere. Like, they're just roaming around the open world randomly. Sometimes they'll be fighting NPCs, sometimes they'll be fighting other creatures, sometimes you'll be unlucky enough to run into them and stuck in a dragon fight unexpectedly. it makes every moment feel dangerous. You never know when there might be a dragon. You might be off on a fetch quest. You might be, deciding I'm going to go back to town and talk to my companion, maybe buy a house. And all of a sudden, boom, dragon attack. And you got to adapt, baby. And these were some of the best moments in the game for me, because it's just all of a sudden you're doing one thing and then boom, dragon attack. And it really makes the world feel like an epic fantasy adventure where anything can happen. And beyond that, there's always something interesting in the background. There's always something interesting just in the distance. You'll be doing something and see, oh, what's that? And you'll want to go explore. And yeah, the map is full of things, not to a Ubisoft degree, but like it's full of things, but like you're never really going to be looking at the map thinking, where am I going to go next? Because you're just going to find places to go. You're going to be going to your next quest and see, oh, what's that cave over there? Oh, what's that little town? And you're going to go there and maybe you'll fight a dragon. Maybe you'll find a dungeon. Maybe you'll find a cute NPC that you want to make your wife. And it's just anything can happen. And it's a world that you don't just play in. You really live in it. You are the Dragonborn. You are this adventurer. And you're the chosen one. And it's a great power fantasy. It's not too easy. It's not too difficult. It's what you make of it. And it's just an incredible experience. This is the type of game that we need more of. Just a game where it drops you in, you play how you want. The experience is based on you. It's not, go here, do that, invisible wall here, invisible wall there. It's just, here you go. You're the Dragonborn. And you really are. You really are the Dragonborn. Incredible game. It's just packed with so many little brilliant details. All of the dungeons seem to be individualized. There's I don't recall ever playing a dungeon and thinking, oh, this is just the same as that other dungeon. Like, they're pretty much all unique. Even the ones that are, it's just a cave. Like, no, that's going to be a unique dungeon. All the little ticks and quirks of the NPCs that go about their business. This is a game full of little details. And it's just really nice. It really adds to the world. If there's one criticism I have for the game, it's melee combat can sometimes feel a little stiff, but, I'm willing to forgive that, because as soon as you start leveling up those stats and getting better perks, and eventually you'll unlock special magical shouts, Dragonborn shouts, that are essentially special powers that only you have in the world, and you just become a total badass, right? Again, the combat's a little stiff, but once you level up a bit, I was dual wielding axes and just going ham, and it was great. I could forgive the stiffness. Once you get used to it, you really lock in and you just sucked into this world. And it's just a wonderful fantasy adventure. Oblivion have always been masters at making great RPGs, but they've really outdone themselves this time. This really is something magnificent. This is going to be talked about for a very, very long time, I feel. This is the type of game that you can sell a dozen times, and people will buy every single time. They'll buy it every time. You could re-release this game as much as you wanted, and people would be okay with that. That's how good this game is, right? In 5 years, let's get a special edition. And then 4 years after that, let's get an anniversary edition. Port this to every system that plays video games. Port this to systems that don't play video games. Like, that's how good this game is that every device on Earth should be able to play this, and people wouldn't be upset. They'd be like, oh, great, another thing I can play this game on. Another thing I can play Avowed on. Oh, a new version of Avowed is out? Fantastic. I'm going to buy it, even though I already own the other 3 versions. That's how good this game is. I can't wait for this game to be re-released. I can't wait for this game to be remastered. This game is incredible. This is one of the best RPGs I've ever played. If you like RPGs, you would be foolish not to play this. You owe it to yourself. Incredible stuff. You know what? I'm bumping my score up to 10. It was a 9, but I've talked myself into a 10. This is a 10. Avowed, 10 out of 10. Congratulations, Obsidian, because Avowed just made history. It is the first ever brutally honest review in which I changed my score at the end. I started with 1 score. I start every review with 1 score. This is the first game that's so good that by the end of it, I talked myself into bumping my score up. Good job, Obsidian. That's how good Avowed is. Play it. Everybody must play it. It's on Game Pass. If you have Game Pass, download it right now and play it. If you don't have Game Pass, buy this game. Or subscribe to Game Pass and then play this game and then go play all the other games on Game Pass. If you have a PS5, just wait. This will be on PS5 in a few months, I'm sure. It hasn't been announced yet, but it's coming. This might even be on Switch too. So if you don't have an Xbox or PC, don't worry. You'll eventually get this game. You'll have to wait a little bit, but it'll happen, and you'll be able to play this masterpiece.